Dazzle. What a great time we're having on this draft.
Right.
Yeah.
Surprise.
And now Navi respawn with Nature's Prophet. Whoa. Whoa.
You think so?
Okay. No, I don't.
Okay.
No, but I mean, I think EG did it against against a Razor opening. Once.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then they lost.
They get Void. There's a bit of this has been the hero that the teams from China DPC, they love Faceless Void, and it's generally against the Razor. It's been getting banned a lot of the time when teams pick Razor, and then they'll ban it Void second phase. I think Na'Vi maybe knowing if they want this Void, they're going to pick it now, and they get the opportunity to kind of, you know, protect it. You're playing with first pick. This is the one, like, big pick of your draft, is what you get after your first pick.
Yeah, I for one, really love Faceless Void. I think against Razor as well, they usually get the shot at 15 minutes, so sometimes you can leave it for later, but yeah, in this matchup, yeah, you kind of snag it early. What damage they're going to get with it is in the air. EG's bans will probably be tailored towards that. You might see an Invoker ban, you might see a Snapfire ban, Coddle even, maybe. Like a no-one Coddle could be pretty devastating if they were to get it. Just something that, even though Faceless Void wants to hit the things inside the Chrono, if you can do an E-Blade Burst or anything like that, it's pretty big.
Yeah, well, he sounds very highly valued so far in this tournament, having been banned out 30-something times so far throughout the event, only going through at least like 5 times. This is what, the 5th or the 6th, so that's pretty huge. Faceless Void, very excited to see it. It's always fun to cast too. I feel like the Chrono is coming out, and then you just know, like, oh, something's going to be going down. Yeah. But curious to see, I suppose, like, as far as what sort of, like you said that it's very popular in China. Where do they typically, is it just like the standard like carry lane, or you can't really flex?
There's not much flex, like, except for some of the crazy teams, like, who do like a support Void.
Right.
Remember Southeast Asia offlane Void, bro?
Yeah. I mean, there are examples of flexing Void, but it's...
Right.
Oh yeah, didn't 9 play at mid?
Maybe.
I feel like he lost horribly, but I definitely feel like that's a memory in my brain.
There were some C teams who did 5 position Void too.
What the hell? Who was that?
I think it's Div 2.
Oh, okay.
Did they just like hear that, you know what, all of these heroes are so flex right now, let's see who else is flexible. Like, why not? Just
why not?
Why not?
Yeah, like a Fada 5 Sven. But thinking back to Na'Vi as a team, I know Lays he's gotten some really nice... Oh, no, my Timber's ban. Well, I was going to say his Timbers were pretty great as well, so that could be a potential ban. But yeah, that's gone. They're ahead of me. EG's so smart. Yeah. I'm just trying to think like what damage. We saw Skywrath last game. Wasn't utilized very well by Na'Vi, however, it does work with the Faceless Void.
It really comes down to where they want their other cores to go to. Like, I think they can pick Skywrath, but then you're going to need specific heroes to play with the offlane with Skywrath as well as your mid. You've suddenly got no playmakers again, like Skywrath plus Wyvern support you. Like, there's a lot of weaknesses there.
For sure.
So you can fit it in, but it does force you down a certain pathway with the rest of your picks.
Yeah.
How do we feel about like a Death Prophet with that Void, with or against?
Seems good to me.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Death Prophet fan in general. I just think she gives a lot and is easy to execute. Yeah. It's not hard.
Yes. The Silence, I think, is super underrated. It's a crazy good spell. I think particularly for the EG side, it could be a good offlane here if they want to do carry Razor, but I think the SEA teams haven't done very well here, but the one thing they were right about is this offlane Death Prophet, because that's like the meta in SEA is offlane Death Prophet.
Yeah, and it's been doing pretty... I think it's been doing pretty nicely in this tournament as well. So far.
Yeah, which have like a 30% win rate.
Yeah, I mean...
But I agree.
C'est la vie. I mean, they keep picking Earthshaker, and that still has like a 10% win rate. So.
It's on the up and up. The stocks are up.
That's true.
Yeah. So... Obviously, we talked a lot about what synergizes with Faceless. At the same time, EG need to address it. Lockdown for it, stuff that can keep it down. Talking again about Skywrath, you can use stuff with silences to kill him. Earth Spirit, fantastic. Something that can... Because he'll just jump away and backtrack your damage if you don't have enough lockdown. And Razor and Dazzle have none already, so your chain stunning is going to be like lacking.
Dude, Crit's so happy right now. He's like, I get to play Earth Spirit.
Hype it, bro.
Yeah. Dude, every time I watch his stream, he's just complaining. He's like, dude, I wish Earth Spirit was better. Why is this hero so bad on this patch now? And you got to get the right dream game for it, because he is one of the best Earth Spirits in the world. Like, he is a specialist on this hero in so many different ways. I think he is up there like almost on that Jerax tier of Earth Spirit players. Like, he is so good on this hero.
I feel like I remember reading an interview with one of the Chinese players. I cannot tell you the name of them right now, but they said that they think Earth Spirit's underestimated in the meta right now, and they think it's good. So obviously EG think it's good too because they're picking it right now, but I would love to see the hero rise more in prominence because he's like on the same level as Earthshaker. It's so fun to watch these heroes make plays.
And I think the cool thing with Earth Spirit is some of you mentioned the Chinese teams, it's actually kind of a flex. Some teams are playing at mid. The mid Earth Spirits are not losing. That's the thing. Like, when it's flex mid, it's won more than it's lost as far as I've seen. So I think it's a cool hero.
Yeah, like Ori's mid Earth Spirit. That's right.
Yeah.
So I think Na'Vi has been listening in because it looks like they do want to take these fights a lot earlier. They have now the Clockwork and the Coddle coming into this.
There you are.
There's some damage for Chrono.
My no one Coddle. Oh yeah, that's a huge one. Yeah. So
you've already got the Earth Spirit to get on top of Coddle, kind of.
Yes.
Easier said than done. Like. But yeah, this is a good Coddle pick.
I like it a lot. And I think what the Clockwork does is he's going to give them vision, A, for the jump for Chrono, and B, he wants to find this Earth Spirit and like try and hook him in these fights to stop him, like get in his way and stop him from jumping the Coddle. Because Coddle ideally doesn't want to buy a 4-star to have to get away from stuff. He wants to get his E-Blade and Boost of Travel and all this stuff. Or he doesn't really want to BKB either. So you need this
Vessel, whatever. Yeah, he wants to go damage.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've completely forgotten about the Vessel.
Yeah. It's kind of every Coddle's just going for a Sign Vessel.
Exactly. So I think that's the focus of the clock.
This is kind of cool. We get to see it's EG picking Storm.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh.
You love to see it. Or depending who you are.
Depending. I'm sure the chat and everybody watching is very polarized right now.
Yeah, Navi's getting PTSD. They just lost to Boom Storm today.
Yeah, and for all the memes about EG Storm, like, so much of their greatest successes come from having Storm.
Yeah.
Like, they picked up 5 games in a row against IG in Singapore Major Grand Finals, and they lived by it, they died by it back then. But this is obviously as comfort as it gets for EG. Is their whole like a lot of their draft is throwback with Earth Spirit, Storm Spirit, Arteezy Razor. Oh, I don't know if we're seeing Arteezy Razor, probably not, but it very much is comfort for EG. And Storm against Coddle. Okay, the reason it's good this game, you've got a way to jump Coddle. Coddle's super mobile. His movement speed. Insane. He gets Boots of Travel. You just can't catch him. If he needs a 4-star, he'll get it. So having a Storm Spirit against not just Coddle, but also Wyvern in a game with basically no stuns to really worry about except maybe the Chrono feels really good.
Yeah. So the things I look at when I see this draft now is how these teams are going to play around runes. I think for Storm, it's very important to get that. I think we'll see a lot of rotations if possible. Earth Spirit and Storm together will be able to kill this Coddle very easily. So they want to set up wards around mid in that case. I think the Clock and the Wyvern together might not be able to save his life, so these like counter rotations might not be as strong on Navi's side. I also really worry about their early game damage right now until Coddle gets more items. If they come and use a Chrono, who's killing these heroes when there's a Grave potentially?
Right.
They need this Clock to not only disrupt, like, well, there's a Storm in the play. What I said was before Storm, right? But he wants to disrupt the Earth Spirit. He wants to stop the Dazzle from getting Grave. It feels like there's a lot of things needed from each hero on Na'Vi right now that I'm a little bit worried about. I want something with more jump, like another jump hero on this last pick to just help alleviate some of the stress.
So is it feeling like a little bit similar still to the first game as far as the potential issues that Na'Vi could be running into with what feels like a very aggressive EG lineup again, honestly? Yeah,
I'm worried they're going to be passive again.
Yeah, I see that for sure, and it's going to come down to like the team will look around like, oh, who's going to make some plays for us, and they don't have a clear, obvious answer for it outside of like Clockwork right now. Void, if he's your carry, he's looking to farm. Maybe he'll show up to a fight with Chronosphere, but he doesn't want to be the one leading the charge. The EG bans are more about maybe some of the Death Ball heroes they worry about. I think that's the other way where you don't have the best playmaking is you just look to group up and force objectives.
Oh god, wait, it's an offlane
wow.
Void?
Offlane AM maybe.
Oh jeez,
we don't know.
Oh no, I don't like it.
I like it. I mean, I like it more if it's AM offlane. That hero actually won. RNG played it offlane today.
Yes.
Absolutely dominated.
Okay.
It's very playable as an offlaner, I think.
Okay.
You're an offlane player, you don't believe it. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm just like, this doesn't fix any of the problems I see with their job.
Right.
I'm not a pro player. They know better than me. So I will respect that their idea is probably they feel like they can get away with this greed. They can defend towers with Coddle. They can defend towers with Wyvern. They think they'll be able to get to a space where either this anti-mage or Void as a carry can get items and they can take the fights that they want.
It's very greedy.
It's very greedy. And it's hard because if EG are able to establish very deep wards, like I think last game Na'Vi were the ones putting like a ward behind the mid tower.
Right.
If EG do that this game, they can look for these kills, these dives. I don't see who's punishing them.
Yeah. So I know like Na'Vi has played the Anti-Mage earlier and against Beast Coast and won, but this is EG and I mean,
that was Beast Coast. What are you saying about Beast Coast?
I'm just saying Beast Coast has their own meta. They have their own meta, and so it's a little bit different. So I feel like I don't know if I really feel it's going to be a carry AM, so it's off.
Okay. Yeah, this Ursa I love. It just ramps up the speed now. EG are not only going to be trying to gank a lot, but now they have something that threatens Roshan. And Na'Vi have Clock, which is nice. You use the Rocket Flare to give vision, but
you can see them roshing.
Right. Yeah. What can you do?
Can you stop them roshing?
Yeah.
They do have ways to contest it at least, but if EG just get it under their nose, it's very hard because Aegis is like a massive counter to like the Chrono and so on.
Yeah. And I mean, Storm with Aegis, like the best Aegis carry in the game.
Right. So it just sounds like does Na'Vi need to stall for?
They need to stall
for their life.
Yes, sir.
Until that AM says, I have finished jungling. Or
I have finished farming.
I have finished farming. I am ready to go. Well, with that, we'll find out, I suppose, because our casters, I'm sure, are ready to go as well. We got Gareth and Lacoste.
Yeah, EG on the up and up with a lot of tempo in their draft. Na'Vi, what, they're going to draw the game out, delay things, raising the stakes with an AM last pick.
It's a lot of greed. We're talking about Anti-Mage, Faceless Void, Wyvern as your position 5. It can work. I think this Ursa, I love seeing Ursa, but every single time I watch this hero being played, it always loses. This time around, I have a good feeling about it. They do have multiple ways of getting on top of Coddle, on top of Wyvern in the back lines, and these are the heroes that they definitely want to take out first.
And it's Radiant Ursa as well, right?
Yeah, and Radiant Ursa is just better. If you split the map in half, you switch the towers, you trade the tier 1 towers, the safe lane ones, and Ursa be playing top part of the map, and always threaten the Roshan kill.
Exactly, something he loves to do as Na'Vi with an anti-mage, a counter pick against the Storm Spirit, trying to maybe handle Abed going into that mid-game. But we'll see how quickly he can play and what kind of item build he's going to go for as we head into Game 2 of Na'Vi up against the Evil Geniuses and get ourselves into this laning stage to kick things off as EG are 1 game up in this best of 2 and looking for win after win in the group stage after a kind of faltering day 1. They've definitely picked things up in day 2 and day 3.
Most definitely. The team feels so much more cohesive together. They're on the same page with the spell casting and everything. And yeah, Na'Vi, after losing to Bear in the previous game, banned out 1 Bear, but there is still Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Can't forget about him. EG smoked all the way around, got a couple of wards towards that bottom rune spot and that bottom jungle. A quick high ground ward coming in from Na'Vi and a sentry to block the small camp. And try and remove some of that additional farm that Storm Spirit would like. As we see there, EG, exactly the same thing to stop the no-one Coddle from accelerating as quickly as he'd want as well.
No one will need to make a lot of space. These rotations, him and Clockwork, it needs to be on point. Because offlane Faceless Void, it's been quite some time until I've seen this hero being played where I'm like, alright, this hero has some potential. But there's also not much damage they can throw inside a Chronosphere other than Illuminate. Yeah, Rocket, but that's not it.
Nightfall, tagged by the Battery Assault, and a lot of damage from that Mana Burn. Going to clear him up. Gets the high five from the tower as he dies, but a good first blood for Na'Vi onto the anti-mage. Incredibly important for them as they throw the tips towards Nightfall. I'm sure he's, of course, good friends with a lot of these Na'Vi players coming from the same region.
Bad, dodging that Illuminate on the mid lane. Storm should not struggle here. He should have a good time, and so is No. And I don't think anyone is going to die, because Keeper of the Light will be able to keep the distance.
Yeah.
There is small camp blocked for Keeper of the Light. That's pretty big, and the same goes for Storm Spirit. So both teams know that these two heroes love to farm the small camp, and will be taking out some of their XP and extra gold.
Well, Fly going to try and stop the easy pull across of the creep wave by Sweden Strong, while Solo doing the exact same thing top. So both side lanes here from the off lane trying to manipulate that creep wave, get faster level 2s on some of their heroes. Arteezy, though, is able to drag his enemy creep wave across and maybe get the deny on the range creep, which always is a hindrance for their opponents. Now, how is this going to work, Lacoste, with Void offlane? Because you've got Kotl, very greedy, soaks up a lot of farm. AM, same story. What build do we see from Lays here?
Ooh, that's a good question.
You can't get Mom Maelstrom on an offlane Void? Do you go back to the Universe Blink days?
Does he want to scale? Probably. He might get a Mask of Madness. I wouldn't mind seeing that. But he also might go more utility. I'd be down, now that I'm thinking about it. He's playing against 2 heavy physical cores. I would love to see Heaven's Halberd. Sounds stupid, but other heroes cannot buy it. And like just Mask of Madness, Heaven's Halberd, because you need some kind of way to farm things up. And you also want to like scale to one extent. You're not going to get like, I don't know, Lotus Orb into
Guardian Greaves.
Yeah.
Or the 32 salves if you play Slasher's way. Maybe if he finds the trusty shovel, he can go that direction. And crit, slapping away at Solo. And again, they're just splitting these waves as best they can. Sweden Strong. They're going to drag down bottom. Fly's Poison Touch. Pretty annoying. One of the better tools here. Nearly loses the aggro of the creeps there, but a couple of the melees will follow and keep chasing him. But where's he going? Is he going to drag these creeps to mid lane for no one to farm? Oh,
he's trying to figure that out himself. Like, whether the creeps are going to be following him.
Yeah, it's like Kotl, I'm bringing you creeps. Oh, no, I'm not. Man, it's been a while since I've seen this level of creep manipulation being attempted. Lays does have the time walk to jump away from the Fuzzy Wuzzy of Artur.
He's
That's
dead.
on cooldown for a long time now, though.
Arteezy.
And there's the kill for Arteezy's bet. Missing a few CS on the tower, though. Dire Wave is under tier 1. But he should be able to return and gather up the remnants of the waves.
Kotl did manage to devour his small camp. Abed did not, so he's going to be farming a little less, having less experience. Anti-Mage, because he got the first blood on the top lane, does have Ring of Health, and yeah, when he starts to put points in counterspell, Razor will think twice. Oh,
Abed?
He's fine.
Okay. It's always one of those moments, though, you know, level 3, level 4 on Storm. You see those solo kill attempts. No one very speedy on the Keeper of the Light, though. Able to get away from any remnants left over by Abed. And I noticed, you know, Anti-Mage is going Battle Fury, and as is the Ursa of Arteezy. That the Ursa trying to scale and keep up with the AM's farm rate.
Yeah, because Ursa, if he doesn't get Battle Fury, that means that he's not going to... Like, you need to keep fighting, get the momentum going. You can still play without Battle Fury, but if you want to play it safe, Battle Fury is the way to go.
Nice. It's not going to be that like AFK farming for Battle Fury and then sitting in jungle, though, right? He's going to be farming and fighting at the same time. Keep that pressure on with the help of the Storm and the Earth Spirits.
I've seen some Chinese carries going like Diffusal Blade into Battle Fury to be able to like have late game security, but also like have window between 10 and 20 minute mark where you want to take the fights. Because Mana Burn is extremely effective against Anti-Mage, Faceless Void, even anything that is Cold Embraced. Yeah, and having an extra way of slow also is a huge benefit.
Definitely help out. I'll see how things pan out, though, for Artur. And has Faceless Void decided anything yet? Just treads queued up for now. Not committing in towards any higher tier items just yet. Definitely being bullied, though, by this Ursa. 13 last hits on the Faceless Void. 24 and 14. 15 denies now on Arteezy. As Fly forces the TP back from the Clockwork. And leaving Lays in that straight 1v1, which is not a happy time for him.
No, he doesn't have a kill threat. It's Clockwork plus offlane Faceless Void. Like, you just...
Yeah.
Against Ursa, he can't get out of
V2.
caught with Earthshock.
He's got to blink away. Can't continue that 1v1 fight against Nightfall. A crit. And he might be looking for the backstab. Don't think we've got any salves there. It is just the Ring of Health and that tower protection regen. Keeping the AM in lane.
Oh, Region
Abed,
Rune for Abed.
he's going to get the Vortex on the clock that illuminates some big damage and blown back.
When I said Region Rune, I meant the Fountain Regeneration.
Yeah.
Because they blasted him.
He was not expecting that. Nightfall's going to go for solo now. Walks the Wyvern with the leash up on him. A little bit of damage, but not too much kill threat there. And so far, you know...
Arteezy's dead.
Arteezy, yeah. Sweden strong and lanes. The time walk forward is going to keep the Void alive. And he was left all alone down bottom. No Dazzle to be seen.
Played way too aggressively, but
Storm.
Abed will come in and clean things up. Because there's a huge wave approaching, and Abed will definitely farm that up. Meanwhile, on a mid lane, Fly collecting some experience. Abed will go back to mid lane. Arteezy back to the bottom.
Do you think Na'Vi feel pretty good about the way things are going? Like, the net worth lead is minimal. It's been a pretty slow laning stage, right?
They love that, because, I mean, you have Anti-Mage and off-lane Faceless Void, plus Keeper of the Light from mid lane, which means that he's going to be farming. Boots of Travel already done, 7 minutes in.
So when does EG want to pick up the tempo? Is it around a Storm Spirit timing, or like Earth Spirit level 6?
They have Earth Spirit plus Storm, so they can always go for these pickoffs. So once Earth Spirit starts getting levels, ooh.
Yeah, interesting interaction there. Pushed and
Push
pulled.
and pull.
And rolling away.
Do you remember that push me, pull you animal from Dr. Doolittle?
I do
You
not.
don't?
I remember Dr. Doolittle, but I can't remember any...
It's from the book.
I see. No.
Hey, it's a weird looking animal. Let me Google that for you.
Yeah, you bring up the picture for me, thank you. I remember there was an English TV show, To Me, To You. There was two men with mustaches that were always joking around and trying to move things back and forth. That's a llama.
Yeah, it's a double llama.
that is a double llama. Conjoined llama.
Very funny.
I'm glad Twitch chat can't see what you're showing me on your screen.
They can Google it. It's safe for work. You can Google it. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna get you banned, chat.
Let the fun begin.
Goodness gracious. Well, Abed, closing on level 9. Going for that Kaya build that we've seen. Sandra Kaya, rather than the Orchid or anything like that. Just want to scale, build up into that mid-game. Fly sat behind him, poking away at no one, but Na'Vi have the numbers with Solo and Sweden strong, looking to play forward in towards the Dazzle. Slow him down with the Arctic Burn, and a good push back with the Blinding Light opens things up for Fly to die. He might grave himself and buy a bit of time, and in the end, he will eventually fall inside his own jungle.
I said that Clockwork plus Keeper of the Light need to make rotation. They also got first Urn of Shadow Charge. No one will be going into Spirit Vessel as expected. This is Storm Spirit after the nerfs to Null Talismans, which means that his mana, like, it's not going to be 4 or 5 Nullies and unlimited mana. So he's trying to make an adjustment, going for the Soul Ring and going for Kaya next.
Yeah. And trying to keep that mana pool up. Well, it's very difficult for EG so far to really contend with the AM or bully him. Razor hasn't been able to do too much, but now they bring in Artur with that silence and crit. They finally land the initiation that they've been desperate for these first 10 minutes to kill the anti-mage. And the plan was simple, kill the AM.
Finally, we see Earth Spirit in action. This is his first real rotation. As I said, he needed a little bit more levels, put that point in silence, and with the roll, there is enough to be able to kill him. Now, onto the tower. They're using a scan to check if anyone is there. In terms of tower damage, they don't really have that much.
Over here now.
Abed really wanted that rune. And grabs the DD, bottles it up while V-Tune gonna chip away at Fly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Abed back to his fountain. Scared of what the Kotl was bringing. But now with this move up top, sure, they kill the AM, but Laze is getting quite a lot of time down bottom. And it looks like he decided what he's going to build.
Right back, Faceless Void.
You a fan?
Radiant's bottom tower
Will
is
buff
under
up,
attack.
like, it will give them some extra damage, opens up the Roche as well, even though they have, like, Cold Embrace, but...
Nice rolling from Crit. Silence and the damage from Nightfall, 2 in a row. Quick succession of kills on the AM there. Huge boost for EG's morale. But Sweet and Strong and Lays aiming for Nightfall. Crit gonna roll away. He's out of danger. Nightfall fighting back. He gets a double kill as he picks off the Clockwork. He will die in return in a 2 for 2 because Earth Spirit also dropped to the urn, I believe, of the Keeper of the Light.
By Keeper of the Light, yeah. Abed not involved in this fight, and Fly moving around the map, trying to collect some XP. Rest of the team playing aggressively. But the good thing for EG is they did manage to kill Anti-Mage second time, delaying his Battle Fury timing. It's still going to be decent timing on the Battle Fury, considering how all things went in the laning stage and these 2 kills.
Do you know what this Void build reminds me of, Lacoste? If you think back 6 years ago...
I don't know.
Well, it was a meme, yeah. It's no longer in the game, but there used to be a time, and I think it was Bulba that made this popular, Manta-style Necronomicon Faceless Void, because you can move the units around inside the Chrono. So you can have Wraith Pact running around in Chrono.
Do you need it? Do you need Wraith Pact to move? I mean, it still deals damage if you summon it, but...
Move it forward, send it deeper. Solo gonna get picked up here by EG. Caught out and killed. He does get a curse onto the Storm. What's the follow-through like, though? It's a 2-man Chrono. Lays doesn't really have the backup damage.
On cooldown.
Oh, yeah, Rocket Flare comes in, does very little now, and Lays has spent his Chrono. Hook shot off the mark as well. As EG just waved goodbye.
Sweet and Strong, but USA stronger in this one. Misses a hook shot, and there was supposed to be a blast from Keeper of the Light, but unfortunately it was on cooldown. And now... Nightfall, he's going for pretty standard stuff on his Razor, getting the BKB first to be able to just lock onto a target and be very annoying, even though it's like 2... I mean, I'm not sure who's going to be linking, because he needs either Storm Spirit or Earth Spirit to also provide some kind of a lockdown. Both Anti-Mage and Faceless Void can link away.
Yeah, how many raindrops does one man need? Nightfall, picking up a couple of pairs of them. Still a very slow, steady game. As Na'Vi continue to try and delay things out until they get these big items up, especially on their AM. And Fly, he's got an Observer Ward, not quite sure where he wants to place it yet. Na'Vi have done a very good job at sentrying, dewarding, controlling that top jungle, and even placing some deep vision down bottom to pivot towards this tier 1.
Arteezy will match. Almost timing from Anti-Mage for that Battle Fury. But they also do open up Roshan potentially, because Fury swipes are maxed out. That means that, as we said, the first tier 1 tower falls, and Ursa will be playing top part of the map. Does have enough sustain with that Possessed Mask. Now we'll be getting that Ring of Health and also Voidstone. So, in terms of farming, both of these heroes are going to have pretty much the same amount of farm.
Yeah, get to those Battle Furies right on time. Kotl aiming BKB next, as he's finished off his travels in his Spirit Vessel. Taking over that bottom jungle. Mirror movement from EG going up north, and they did get their Observer Ward down at long last. Trying to scout out any movements from Na'Vi. No one really yet making a move on these tier 1s, though. Everyone able to hold out. Of course, Keeper of the Light very adept at just shoving waves.
There's not enough tower damage. Both teams like literally have nothing. They need to play with catapults, or they need to win a big team fight and start hitting the towers. So Faceless Void does have 2,000 gold, still thinking about his itemization. If he wanted to commit for this one, he would definitely bought it, but, you know, might be thinking of something different. I said...
Radiance. Vanguard Radiance, Faceless Void. Bring it back.
If they want to play a farm game, I also wouldn't mind... I'm going to say it, Gary. I wouldn't mind seeing Hand of Midas if he wants to play the farm game.
The Midas. I mean, yeah, it's not bad, is it? Faceless Void likes the attack speed. If they are doing this long, drawn-out game, get the experience as well. He's got decent talents.
You won't be able to close out the game because you have no tower damage. We're talking about sieging tier 3 tower, and that's very difficult. Never mind. A bit disappointed.
60% Dota Plus win probability, slightly climbing, 1% every few seconds there for EG. See if that means anything whatsoever, though. As Na'Vi bring 3 heroes top. AM constantly under this Radiant ward, but still no opportunity for EG to get in on top of him. Maybe we would like to see Earth Spirit and Storm play a little more aggressively, as the Battle Fury done on both of the Position 1 heroes.
They will always have kill threat on Anti-Mage. Pre-Manta style, they will be able to lock onto him and kill him. No one making an adjustment, going for second item. I mean second item, if Boots of Travel is first item, Spirit Vessel second, then BKB third item. He needs to be able to protect himself against Storm Spirit and Earth Spirit. So good choice, very defensive, and here they come.
Yeah, straight onto the Kotal. Lays looking to swing back. Time dilation slows them down, and Arteezy hook-shotted, trapped in the cogs, but he'll Earthshock over the trap. They do have this Chrono, though, onto the edge. Ursa and the Dazzle, so no grave, no heal. And the Time Lock Bash is landing onto Ursa while they try to curse Arbed up. A little bit disjointed here from EG as they link and drain the damage from the Void, but in comes V-Tune trying to clear up on crit. Na'Vi holding their jungle and moving forward for more. Lays, they slowed down Nightfall, another blink forward from V-Tune, but no real way to connect meaningfully on the Razor. That's good enough for them.
Faceless Void lays those Chronospheres nicely, catching him on the edge, and the Dazzle could not get
he just looked
off.
at me.
Yeah.
He turned his head, he winked, gave me the side eye. He knows what he's doing, Twitch chat. Don't mistake it. He's very calculated with these jokes.
I'd say big W for Na'Vi, using that Chronosphere as a tool just to lock onto someone, get a kill. I want to see EG play aggressively right now, because they know there is no Chrono. 2 times Winter's Curse was used, and they didn't get too much out of it.
Oh, a hook shot though. Fly, once again. Picked off by Sweden Strong and Lays. That's the heat map of the Kotal there, as we see on the mini-map bottom left. Majority of the time in that middle lane, and of course all the creep camps surrounding it. Hasn't really been... he's not really a rotating hero. He is the sit mid, defend my tier 1, and gather up an enormous amount of farm. He sits atop the net worth chart at 8,700. Slow and steady. Gonna win this race. Lincoln Sphere for Arbed. Looks like that's about to be delivered, so fully completed.
Dire's bottom tower.
Lincoln Sphere done on Storm Spirit. He's afraid of Mana Void and Curse to lock him into place, burn his mana. Faceless Void does have Vlad's done. It might be also full raid back. Yeah, he's using the Courier, Silence, Interroll.
Is it enough damage? Ooh, maybe if they can keep on chasing. Nightfall has his BKB up. Sweden Strong under the Shadow Amulet. Untouchable. So that's a BKB usage for a Faceless Void kill, but this is what it unlocks. Roshan available for EG just to walk into the pit. This should be a simple one for Artur to take. I don't think Na'Vi has what it takes to contest this.
Clockwork, TPing, he wants to find an angle.
Oh yeah, he's got
Arteezy's half HP. I don't know if they want to commit to this.
Oh, he's been rocket flared, scouted. I thought that was a freebie for them, but Arbed, he wants the additional pick off to make it a little easier. Solo jumped on by the bear and hugged to death.
Inside the pit, but they lost the stacks from Chivalry Swipes, so might need to wait out. They had this opportunity. Clockwork TPs, scouts them with the rocket. Arteezy gets bashed, and back to full HP. Crit and fly. Do have a lot of healing.
The high ground ward there as well gives EG the vision and the safety that they need to take it. They're already pinging out where the Clockwork is, and they make the jump with Arbed and Crit. That's the pairing we wanted to see. 2 spirits straight in onto him with a Magnetize there. Sweden Strong is low but not dead. Gets the vision with a rocket flare again. And with Solo's D-Ward and a Chrono going straight through onto Nightfall, no one's Illuminate's going to blast him down. Grave from Fly, though, buys time for Arteezy to arrive. Sweden Strong in with a hookshot cog.
Oh,
push back. No one's griefed his mate. They get the Razor. The V-Tune. He's going to try and get away from this. The Storm Vortex is him back as they did curse Arteezy, but no damage to come his way.
Good spell casting there from EG. Being able to save Razor for extended period of time and that blinding light, as you said, pushed him away. So potentially he could have lived, but Anti-Mage needed to go in. And good thing for Na'Vi is that Anti-Mage is getting a lot of farm. He's level 15, 10,000 net worth, getting very close to that Manta style. Then he's not gonna need to care about silence from the Earth Spirit. So 1-man chrono. This is offlane Faceless Void, so you don't care too much about it. And we see this Raid Pact. Ursa did go in and instantly kill it with the Fury Swipes, get some extra gold.
It could have been a little easier, maybe. An opportunity for a nicer Winter's Curse could have been there as well. But EG come out on top, 10 to 10.
I think Arteezy did like 20,000 damage to Roach so far.
Hookshot's ready.
Crit wants to block it. He wants to find
Where's Sweden Strong?
where he is.
There's the hookshot in. Well, he's dropped an item there, Arteezy, but he turns to face the clockwork. And, well, the Tin Man had a battle plan, but unfortunately, it was counteracted by Crit and Artur.
Roshan also going out of his home.
Come back in here. Abed, he's just gone straight into the middle of three of them. Finds the pick off on Solo as he jumps back in with the ball lightning. And no one. He BKB'd. He ran away.
Abed understands. Like, this is why they picked Storm Spirit, to be able to find this Wyvern, cause him to use the bad curses or die before even using it. Yeah. There's still Orb of Venom inside the Roche Pit.
Oh, that's what he dropped.
Free gold, he dropped it, yeah.
That's fine. You can bring a courier across and pick that up if he wants to. Oh, but look at that, an Arcane Rune for Abed. Couldn't be more perfect for him, so they've got Aegis Ursa, Arcane on Storm. With an item coming out, is that a Kaya for him? No, just Clarities.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Looking for me?
It's nothing.
What's he spent his money on?
No, his career is attacking the enemy base.
He bought a shard, that's what it is. I knew he bought the Lincolns a while back. So Storm Spirit with the Aghanim Shard, now eyeing up the Aghanim Scepter.
His career is still on the hill in the enemy triangle.
Was he scouting for Vision, or?
Potentially for Vision, so Dazzle can plant a sentry.
That's good utilization of the couriers. You've seen Abed quite often using them to scout runes. And now scouting out for Vision while Na'Vi are smoked. They want to use these teamfight ultis they've got. It is go time, green lit. Winter's Curse, Hookshot, Chrono. But you know, ideally, who do they use these spells on? Do you just Chrono the Ursa? Do you try and get a curse on the back lines?
Like, these curses were not landing. They were landing on Ursa instead of someone who is sitting next to Ursa, and they cannot Chronosphere him because of the Dazzle and also holding Aegis for another 3 minutes.
Right, and the fact he's got Enrage as a backup plan as well once he gets out of that Chrono. Or even if he's able to cast it pre-Chrono. So it's EG's turn to go under smoke. Vision is there from them. Fly got a very good deep ward, immediately sentryed though by Solo. The warding battle between these two incredible captains. Always a wonder to see. Blaze jumps in and immediately out. Artur with 2 minutes 40 remaining on Aegis. Really wants this tier 1 tower. Doesn't want to heavily commit for it though, with Na'Vi having so many members here.
Very limited in terms of tower damage, so they need to kill people and then go for it. The double damage is here. Seems like Abed wants to give his bottle. It's already there. I'm half blind, cannot see because everything is blue.
It's all blue.
The Arteezy's color is also blue, so he camouflaged it.
It's all hidden. Well, yeah, you're right. DD rune in.
Yep. Double D, double die, and he's gonna be jumping Lace.
Good attempt from Crit, not quite on the money.
Stupendous.
It's been a good showing from Artur on this Ursa as well with his Battle Fury, because you'd expect Anti-Mage 20 minutes in to be racing ahead with his farm rate and being that one big carry in the game, but he's dead even with him. Completely paired up with that Anti-Mage top of the net worth. Battle Fury Manta, working on a Skadi now it looks like. But Arteezy already has this Basher, which could be the undoing of Na'Vi.
Basher plus Brigand's Blade with Overpower, that's ton of damage. Your health drops so quickly.
And a Blink Dagger to be able to jump into them. Just the lack of vision is incredibly challenging to find any openings. Yeah, Radiant has one ward down bottom, you see there, the one glimpse of vision they have, while Dire a couple of wards around that mid lane and bottom rune spot. And they see Arteezy. They know where he's lurking. He's not out here for a picnic. He's hungry for kills. Arbed. 1,000 gold on his way towards the Aghanim Scepter. That AoE Vortex, always an incredible team fighting tool.
Because you want to have something to be able to initiate on Anti-Mage, and it's not countered by counterspell.
Oh, that's a good point. It's absolutely true. Especially when you've got a Battle Fury Ursa dragging them all into a black hole, basically, giving them the cleave. Arteezy just sitting here behind this tier 2 mid. He wants to kill someone, but Na'Vi are giving him nothing whatsoever. Top lane instead pushed out by EG with a catapult wave. 12 to 10, 26 minutes in. Definitely one of the quieter games we've had. But it's this delicate dance. Very nuanced play from both teams, getting towards item timings. That win probability shifting back towards Na'Vi a little bit. It's gone from like 63, 64 down to 58.
Yeah. Anti-Mage is beloved by community and Gaben, it seems. Because he's farming a lot. He's 15,000 net worth. Ursa is keeping up. If this was not a Battle Fury Ursa, things would be completely different.
It would be like 90% Na'Vi victory. Anti-Mage is out farming.
They're already prepared for this. Where's the bash?
Straight in on him. Crit with a stun and the silence for the Winter's Curse. Solo will save V-Tune. Lane's thinking about the Chrono and goes straight back in onto it, but no one. He's been backstabbed by the Nightfall Razor. Forced to BKB and run away, so Ursa can now turn to battle with the Faceless Void. TP out from the rest of Na'Vi. Storm Spirit facing off against Lays. They need to get a kill here, and they'll focus him down. One hero dies with every spell in the world being cast.
Everyone's so low on mana, especially 3 cores from EG, but not enough damage inside a Chrono Sphere. That's pretty big. Anti-Mage is never going to be able to deal damage inside Chrono unless someone is caught on the edge. The only damage they got is Rocket and Illuminate one more time. One of the reasons why, like, Lace is there and he's like, why is no one helping me? He landed a good Chrono after the curse, but there's no follow-up.
Where's the Dragon Lance for melee heroes? A Penta-Edge Sword, I guess? The Broom Handle?
Broom Handle, yeah.
We need some extra attack range on this Anti-Mage somehow. That's up next, Ice Frog. Dragon Lance for melee heroes. Buff Meepo back up to where he belongs. Nightfall frontlining, scouting out no one. It's very, very spooky though for EG to really commit too heavily to anything against Illuminate. And hook shot, as the jetpack from the Clockwork doesn't get him over the cliffs in time. He's trying to come around that mountain, but he's found out by Arteezy's Ursa.
Sweet and strong. Pointing out exactly where the ward is. He knew when he moved to the jungle that he got scouted out.
Nice bit of wave clearing out from EG. Mid and top both trending towards the Na'Vi base. But now they've done that, they are quickly moving down bottom. Artur, he doesn't have Aegis anymore, so maybe they could use him as a little bit of bait. Na'Vi are not falling for any of this, though. They are immediately retreating back to their side of the map. And it's this game of tug of war. The pull and push again. EG pushes top, Na'Vi pull back. Then they go push top, and EG pulls back.
So
very soothing.
Push me, pull you. Again, we're back at it.
We are back at it again. Very soothing, calming. Like the ebb and flow of the ocean. The waves just moving back and forth.
Oh, I can smell the ocean right now.
That's a bit worrying, honestly. Is that a medical reason for that?
No, maybe I need a vacation. Nightfall, he does have a Refresher Orb that he used once, 15-second on cooldown, but will be ready for the next fight. Arteezy going for Lincoln Sphere, and he does have it, so Winter's Curse not going to be there, and one ability that he is afraid of is Solar Bind. If you get Solar Bound plus Time Dilated, you don't move.
Yeah. You're not going anywhere. You're a slug. Moving at a crawl. And 1 minute till Roshan. Means next fight very likely going to be around that second Rosh. Lays. Yeah, he finished off that Wraith Pact. Lotus Orb queued up next. Spider Legs delivered for him now, so a little bit of extra in and out capabilities with his shard and his move speed. spots Arteezy coming in and says, nah, not getting involved with this whatsoever. A D-ward from the bear there.
Lotus Orb, good against Earth Spirit and Razor, but that's about it. Like, two cores, they don't care too much about getting static link, because they could potentially get out of trouble, and... Does
he feel he needs an armor item? Is that a consideration? Would you just rather see him go for like an Assault Cuirass if that was the thought process?
On Faceless Void?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it again. I would love this to be Heaven's Halberd, because you can ruin, especially Razor. Razor deals a ton of damage, and it's great against Ursa as well.
Well, yeah, just buy a Yule Scepter. It Yules the Ursa when he's enraged. We'll see what he does, though, on Lays.
No one does have Hex, so that's going to be good way of controlling the Storm Spirit, but they need to proc the Lincolns first. Same goes for Ursa, like double Lincolns and not too many abilities to proc them.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Ooh, level 20 Razor. Eye the Storm upgraded. Scythe of Ice queued up for him as well now. On top of that, Blink Dagger he has just purchased.
Radiant's bottom tower
Na'Vi
is under
smoking
attack.
up. Anti-Mage is where? In the Dire base. The other members of Na'Vi trying to press forward, thinking about that Roshan. As you see, V-Tune has finished off his Skadi. All crit. Found out straight off the bat. Jumped in, Sweden strong, and
Does have buyback.
a finishing blow there from no one. Could buy back, you're right. It's going to be important around this Roche pit to do just that, because they've put a little Hex there and a move in with a Chrono, catching the AM inside. He's caught his own teammate and no one dies. Lays, he time walks back towards Artur, but the bashes and the hits from this overpowered Ursa are going to kill off the Wraith Pact and look for his next target. Winter Wyvern dead before he can cast his ultimate himself, and now a Vortex finding the AM. He's silenced and stunned. V2's bashed and dead.
That's a fight, though. Krent just knows what's up. He rolls onto the high ground, puts down a ward, it gets devorted, pays with his life, hook shot is used, and he uses buyback, forces enemy to, like, out of position, and once again, Chronosphere on top of Anti-Mage. He tried to put it on the edge, because it's the only way that Anti-Mage can actually deal damage, but very, very difficult. Now Fuzzy Wuzzy does have Aegis and also has a shard, so Earth Shock plus Enrage, we're gonna see that again.
It's like, you know, good initiation from Na'Vi, but yeah, the problem with their draft is this double melee side lane core matchup with Void and AM. As Sweden Strong dies with buyback available, but EG are pressing towards their objectives. The tier 3 tower glyph for now, but won't be standing strong for long. He's just,
wow.
Yeah, impact.
Dire's top tower.
Lincoln's have put on to Arteezy. The Hex was already spent. Just making sure he's not going to get cursed though. Yeah, Lincoln's popped. Oh, he's got his own Lincolns. Got one from Storm. Double layered Lincolns for EG. A good Vortex there from Arbed.
It's stacking up.
Cold Embrace keeps him healed. Winter's Curse there too. Arteezy going to turn and
he's so
hit
slow,
into
not going to even hit Storm.
A time dilation working against the Winter's Curse, so he doesn't do any damage to Arbed.
Dota 2 is a beautiful game. Like, one hero is slow and you're trying to kill your own teammates, but because the enemy slowed you,
anti-synergy,
you're not able to do it. He even gets the bash. Like this, it's something else. Now with the Abyssal Blade about to be finished on Arteezy, oh, double damage is bottom. That means extra lockdown. Keeper of the Light, he's not having a good time. There is not a single saving item other than Glimmer Cape on Clockwork, and they are holding onto Gem. Storm Spirit does have it. And one more time, and also Anti-Mage, like we did say it once, but I'm gonna say it again. Aghanim Scepter against Anti-Mage Counterspell, you don't care about it, and that's a big upgrade.
So incredibly good. AM now behind the Ursa in net worth. Arteezy definitely showing off his brawn in this game, and a jump from Arbed Storm, finding the Keeper of the Light. They do have Chrono coming soon, but Lay's holding on to it as they blow up crit. No one dead to Arteezy's Ursa, but the rest of Na'Vi, they are bailing. No longer wanting to fight as they've lost 2 heroes, and Ursa still with Aegis, meaning that EG have the upper hand continually through that battle.
They're gonna have a really hard time killing Ursa. Like, even if he does not have Aegis, there's gonna be another Lincoln's, potentially a kickback from Earth Spirit, and also Crave Force Staff from Dazzle. So he can overextend. He can just jump in blindly, potentially, and try to find the target inside the base.
Yeah, we just haven't had that same kind of boldness and impact from the AM. He's got 402 last hits. He's got 100 last hits more than the Ursa. Similar amount of net worth, but Vici really hasn't found his opportunity to lock onto a target and kill them off. We kind of expect these Mana Voids to be on the Storm Spirit, blowing people up, getting multiple kills.
Double link, it's very difficult, and Razor will have his Hex. It's also Blink Hex, so another form of initiation. Can we check the hero damage dealt? I want to see how much damage Anti-Mage did in this game. I feel like it's very low.
What's your guess? 5,000? 7.8k.
Lowest. Like, only Dazzle has lower damage.
Yeah, you're right. What is that? That's half of the Storm's damage, half of the Ursa's damage. AM really has had a struggle this game, even though it looked like it could be a decent pick here up against the Storm Spirit. EG have maneuvered themselves to outplay him the entire game. 10k lead currently for EG, and another minute left on Aegis means they want to keep pushing their advantage. And top lane is unlocked with the tier 3 already dead, and the outpost not taken back by Na'Vi means that EG can set up base camp here again. Who are they found in the trees? Oh, it's the AM.
No counterspell.
The key target. Abyssal Blade stunned and killed. He's dead for a minute and a half with no buyback money.
Yeah. Nightfall did not want to risk anything. Uses Refresher, hexes him again.
And they've got more as well lined up for them. Nightfall. He just solo kills the Wyvern in a matter of seconds. You blink your eye, you miss it.
Their pick-off potential is nuts. Like, as Anti-Mage, you want to be split pushing, trying to get something done on the side lanes, but he's never going to feel comfortable. If two heroes are missing, Lay's career dies.
Yeah, makes matters only worse and worse.
That was a full Lotus Orb.
It was indeed.
Not going to be there for 2.5 minutes.
That is a rough one. I mean, no AM for 50 seconds. No Lotus on the Void. Two lanes pushing into the Dire base. And the evil geniuses looking to rack up yet another victory. The Aegis is reclaimed.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
They're backing away. Am I scared of the AM having buyback here? Definitely could have been a possibility. They don't know he doesn't have the money for it.
Dire's top barracks are under
There's
attack.
potentially a good setup. Hex into Curse, into Chronosphere, or any other way around.
They
It's
came
a
back
lot
for
of disable.
Tier 4 items. Immediately farm through all the neutrals. 4 tier 4 items there for EG.
Timeless Relic, of course, on Storm Spirit, so the pull on Electric Vortex is going to be even better. We're sitting at 3 seconds right now, plus the 20% debuff duration, that's 3.6. And Arteezy did manage to find Ninja Gear, so his pick-off potential is through the roof. Being smoked with that Abyssal Blade could pick off anyone.
Sure could. And if they're able to lock Na'Vi in their base, they're not going to get any of their neutral items, are they? Tier 4, 0 out of 5. Ethereal Blade queued up for the Keeper of the Light. Extra bit of burst damage, a bit of safety against the physical coming out of this Ursa.
Radiant's bottom tower
Scythe of
is under
Vice.
attack.
Being closed in on by Arbed, still needs 1700 gold or so. Can farm that very quickly. Oh.
There's way too many buttons to click on Nightfall. I would not love to play this Razor right now.
Are scanning.
Blink, Eon Disc, swap in, Leveler when you feel like you're pushing. Oh, zip in. What is Solo doing outside of the base?
I'm not sure. Did he have wards in his inventory or something? The only reasoning really could be if he's on a warding mission, just a sentry. Maybe he wanted to push a wave, slow the advance of EG towards their base.
Assemble the Eon Disc in trouble, double BKB, double Scythe of Voice.
Yeah, that Razor is
Gotta
nutty.
be a zoomer to have this item build.
Definitely going to be fast with your fingers. Radiant Vision covering that top Tinker ward spot and the Dire Triangle. 3 wards, in fact. There's one in that top jungle, seeing pretty much every angle of attack Na'Vi could make. While Na'Vi see, again, similar to game 1, Na'Vi see very little. This warding battle between Fly and Solo has been Fly all the way home.
Very difficult, because it was Crit who did buy early gem, and they got a lot of vision removed. Smoke from Na'Vi. They want to make something done. Butterfly on Anti-Mage, which has been shown. Arteezy had a lot of gold saved up, went for Monkey King instead.
Is this a last chance attempt? They'll clear up Dazzle quickly. He's got buyback if they want to continue fighting, and this is around the time of Roshan respawning. 2 seconds until fast spawn. If it's an immediate one, Na'Vi could maybe feel happy about it, but yeah. 1 minute 50. And evil geniuses readying themselves, waiting in the trees, hiding in the fog of war. And Arteezy, Ninja Gear smoked up. He's trying to break the smoke on anybody lurking. Na'Vi are all holding hands together up in that top jungle, though.
Is it possible to see how many runes teams did pick up? Active runes? Because I feel like EG has been controlling that for the last 30 minutes.
Yeah. Like Abed's had arcanes and regens, double damage we had for Arteezy a couple of times.
Abed kills another courier. That's a potential Lincoln Sphere for no one.
How long's that gone for? A few minutes, yeah? Double smoke.
3 minutes.
Both teams gonna clash and bash into each other. The Hex on Artur, but the jump into the back. Arbet focusing onto the Cottle and the Wyvern. The Curse is good onto the Razor, but they lose the Wyvern and the AM's falling. He gets obliterated by Arteezy's bear.
I think that might be it, Gary. Like, Chronosphere lands one more time, but they just don't have what it takes. And Solo will call it. They had the 3 hexes. What do you think about it? It was actually 5 hexes, because...
Refresher?
6 hexes.
7 hexes?
No, because Dazzle did land a 3-man Poison Touch, and hexed the 3 of those heroes, and the Razor used it twice, plus the Storm Spirit once. Na'Vi tried to experiment a little too much for my taste with this offline Faceless Void, no real impact, and... maybe if they had the different heroes, something that can deal damage inside a Chronosphere, maybe the outcome would be a little bit different. But love the itemization from EG, like getting these earlier hexes, Aghanim Scepter that we mentioned, yeah, and the double Lincoln Sphere. It was the first item Lincoln's pretty much on the Storm Spirit to be able to, because he understood where the real threat is coming from. He does not want to kill his own team. Anti-Mage with 1 mana void could vibe him and the rest of the team, and also against the Curse. So Abed had a pretty good game.
Yeah, made sure none of that happened. EG with a 2-0 victory as we head back to the panel one last time.
What a beautiful game, once again, played by Evil Geniuses, taking this series 2-0. Na'Vi, offlane Void, I don't know.
Yeah, that's an understatement. The first thing I see, so, game ends and there's the scoreboard that pops up in front of us. I look down and I'm like, oh, they give him the AM because he's a level 25 Dota plus AM. And I'm like, what about this Void player, Lace? Level 2 on Dota Plus. Okay. This guy has not played much Faceless Void.
Ooh. I am an offlane Void connoisseur. If you don't know, I beat Solo. Was it Solo in the TI10 All Stars matches offlane Faceless Void. So I know a thing or two about picking this here hero. And yeah, this one, I think there was a lot of communication issues and like lack of familiarity that we just mentioned. It was stuff like EG group up in their jungle, right? Just above the tier 1 tower mid. The Coddle does not have his blasts ready. They have no damage. And Anti-Mage can't do anything.
This is a great fight.
And then Faceless Void Chronos. This is another exact example.
Yeah.
Your Anti-Mage blinks out. You do not have Coddle there ready with any type of spell. There's no blast charging up, and he Chronos. This has happened twice. That is inexcusable because Chronos is like a 2-minute long cooldown.
And when you're an offlane Void, you're being picked for your Chronosphere more so than Carry Void is your pick for Chronosphere, but it's more important to get good Chronosphere when you're playing offlane.
Yeah, it's hard. It's very difficult to have a lot of impact with an offlane Faceless Void because you have to play around the time dilation, and you want to fight a lot. And it's because he does have decent stats. I think he's quite a tanky hero, but your Coddle is just like hardcore farming the mid lane. You saw his like heat map. He's not moving really across the map. Anti-Mage isn't taking part in the game. It's hard to find your space. I don't particularly blame him that hard, but yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah. I mean, there was definitely some unfamiliar in the hero, but it was the team just completely out of sync. Like, he was getting 2 or 3 heroes in most Chronos, and none of them were dying in most Chronos. So, definitely not. It was not Navi's plan going into the draft. It felt like they were just like, man, this Storm. I don't think we've got enough. It felt like it probably usually that's the carry players like, man, this would be a sick AM game. Like, I think I can win this game in AM, and then suddenly it's like you've got an offlane void, and things go south.
Yeah, and I mean, looking even at the scoreboard here, great performance as well on Artur, RTT on the Bear. I mean, everybody honestly performed well, but there is a standout here where if you're looking at the kills, might not be so noticeable as far as like your personal MVP here, She.
Yeah, like 0 kills kind of sucks, man.
Right.
But
back-to-back MVPs.
My man, oh my god, Crit Dota. He was so we talked about the silence and how good it was against anti-mage, and that's what he does. He gets an early point in silence on the Earth Spirit. He is rotating on him, getting kills. They even rotate RTZ up on his Ursa too. They gank him from the trees, they jump in. They continue to put deep wards in the jungle to follow anti-mage around. More kills, finds more just throughout the whole game. Crit was really setting the pace and finding everyone.
Yeah. It felt like EG's drops just kind of came together. They played it a bit slower than maybe I expected, but it's almost because they could. They had 3 really great scaling cores. Like Nightfall on Razor ends the game with BKB, Refresher, Hex. Like, they had double Hex on their team against Void as well as Anti-Mage. Suddenly these heroes can't rely on their escapes. There's no real reliable save. Like the Cold Embrace just wasn't really cutting it. It just felt like EG had all the tools. Great Ursa pick as well. I really liked the way RTZ played this game. Like, we've seen Ursa kind of as a pick struggle a lot of this tournament. But I think both LGD earlier today with Ame and now RTZ have shown teams